Okay, so we're doing a little bit of feedback session from the interview we just did. Um, I thought that was actually really well done. Um, Going over the interview sheets and stuff, you definitely did a really good introduction of your name, who you were, like why you're there, a bit of context of school and stuff, confidentially, of course. Mrs. Gonzalez for the referral. Um, and I liked how we kind of you talked about the our relationship and how this is a place where Ben could talk and share feelings and stuff. So I thought you did really well on the setting the stage and
Great.
I was comfortable and stuff. So good job.
Thank you.
Open and closed questions. There definitely were a lot of uh, open questions. You definitely asked like what, how, why. Like how does that make you feel? And
Yeah.
So
I think I felt personally when I was going through it, I felt like I was asking too many questions, but at the same time, I was trying to think that I didn't want to go in assuming too much information about you. Like, even though I got the information from Miss Gonzalez, the guidance counselor,
right.
I really wanted you to kind of to get your interpretation of the events that happened. So I felt like I was asking too many questions, but at the same time, I needed to ask those questions because I wanted your opinion and your perspective on those events. So, yeah, that's something I kind of struggled with.
And I wasn't definitely, I was trying not to be a very open person.
Yeah.
I was trying to be kind of like most teenagers, kind of just a little standoffish.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and so asking those open questions helped me to kind of get me out. You probably could have done a little less and let me talk a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think that could have, I might have rambled a little bit more, but I think you helped to keep the pace of the conversation, which is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember any specific closed questions. Top making you?
Off the top of my head, no, but I'm sure when I watch this video, I'll find it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And rapid fire questions, there wasn't really piggybacking or rapid fire questions. Yeah, you're definitely gathering information as much as me as possible. For encouraging, there's definitely you did this little wink thing.
I did?
Yeah. Like
I don't know about that.
No, when you were saying like when I said something like really affirming what you said, you kind of just like smiled and like did a little
really?
wink.
That's probably a facial tic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But honestly, I picked up on that because I was like, oh wow, like she's actually listening, you know.
That could come across very badly, but anyways, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be worried because it was done in a well mannered way. Cool. So I thought that was really well done. You're very attentive in your body language. You're always leaning in, and there's always eye contact. Like I tried to.
Felt like I was staring you down for a brief minute. I was like, maybe I should look away really quickly.
No, I didn't feel that. I purposely looked away sometimes just to kind of think about what I was saying and stuff. But definitely, like your body language showed that you were in the session and showed that you really were intrigued and interested in what I was saying, and so I thought that was good. I was going to say vocal quality, verbal tracking, kind of body language, yeah. With also encouraging, you said things like, you like to keep on going and say, yeah, that's good, and like that, I can understand how that would make you feel, and so you were definitely encouraging the conversation along. Yeah, so we're helping me elaborate, but I think you could let me elaborate even a little bit more before answering the next question. I think that would have been good, but overall, that definitely I felt very encouraged in the session.
Cool.
Yeah. Paraphrasing, yeah, you definitely did this. You came back and say like, let me understand what you're saying, and repeating back what I was saying and stuff like that. So I think paraphrasing is good. The reflection of feeling. Effective experience. I actually, when I was talking to my mom, like, you could tell that was kind of a sore spot. You know, when you put that off to the other end, and that was something that was actually, I felt that was really good because you're actually reflecting what I was feeling, and then you stated, I think, about my dad and being frustrated with my dad and stuff, and so I thought that was a good spot. Yeah. Summarizing, you summarized the end of the session. You kind of summarized about my relationships, about how all the important players that are in my life. You summarized what we talked about a little bit, and that was good. I think once we do a little bit more next session and stuff, we'll get into more deeper summarizing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall good. So client's observation skills, observing one's own client's verbal and nonverbal behavior as well as discrepancies. I'm trying to think how that would apply there. So what I said, nonverbal. Could you actually tell that I was getting a little upset when you talked to my mom?
Mom, yeah.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't remember really identifying that feeling. Or I think I said, "Oh, it seems like you're uncomfortable," or I don't even remember how I approached that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I remember your response is a bit hasty in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
But you were also very closed off, and you're like, "I don't want to talk about it." So it's like, okay, that's fine. Like, we'll move on to something, and maybe we can approach it later on in the conversation.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I necessarily tackled that, or identified rather, that it was more specifically your emotion. I felt like I identified the situation rather than how you were feeling at that moment.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something I could have done.
I liked how you. I never actually said that my mom was cheating. I never actually said anything like that. But you didn't pry. I don't think I was. I don't think Ben was comfortable at that point talking about how he honestly felt, right? And so I like that because you didn't. You could tell that it was kind of a steady topic, and you didn't. The words cheating or I cheated on or she cheated on my dad never came out. But did you pick up that? Well, you obviously declined, but
yeah. But you did say something about. I think you were going to talk about the person who your mom was cheating on.
Okay.
But you don't want to mention his name, and you said that, so then it became very apparent that the mom had been cheating.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't want to pressure you into having to tell me that because I already know, first of all, you don't really want to talk about mom, and then just because you did, I don't want to be like, okay, open up the floodgates, like, let's talk about every single thing that happened. So I wanted you to have your time and your space when you felt comfortable to actually disclose that information.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the last sheet, I think. Provides opportunity to tell a story. Yeah, you definitely let me opportunity to tell my story a little bit. I definitely was the leader in that. You were kind of, it was like a guided discovery almost. And formal and informal supports. So you talked about like Bernadette and my dad and stuff like that. And positive. I think you. The positive, you talked about my positive assets because you talked about like how I'm good with my hands and stuff, or the tech shop and stuff like that. So that was good. You probably could talk more about like who's a very positive person in your life.
Yeah.
Who do you go to when you're sad, or who like what's that looking like there? So that concludes the interview. General impressions. I thought it was very well done. I felt heard, and I think that's one of the best keys of therapeutic relations, being heard, and you're really listening. So that's good. That's it.
Cool.
Any other feedback for yourself?
What?
Did you want to add anything else? What?
Nope. We're right at 10 minutes, so we're good.
Okay.
Thank
perfect.
you, Bill.
Thank you.